I mean, I think he's damn good.
Yeah.
And he can go toe-to-toe with anyone.
On Saturday, y'all write the article, close them laptops, and go ahead and just log back in Monday. Because it's looking wild out here right now.
I wrote some down for you. In total, Joe Flacco took 15 total snaps between 11 on 11s and 7 on 7s. You had 18 for Dillon Gabriel and 12 for Shedeur Sanders. Flacco, by my count, 8 of 11. Gabriel, 10 of 15. And Shedeur, 7 of 10.
Breaking news coming out of training camp. Shedeur Sanders has once again silenced the doubters and left no room for debate. For those still trying to compare him to Dillon Gabriel, it might be time to put that conversation to rest. Shedeur isn't just playing at a high level. He's operating in a different class altogether. While Dillon Gabriel remains solid, even impressive at times, Shedeur is showing flashes of something greater, legendary even. On the 6th day of the training session, Sanders was working with the second team, and what we saw was pure precision. Every throw on point, every read calculated. Accuracy? Off the charts. This wasn't just another practice, it was a statement.
I'll say just have a deeper level of understanding because I know whenever I get my opportunity, I gotta maximize it. So that's something you have to change in the mentality standpoint and the mental standpoint is okay. I just gotta think about what I could do to get better, even if I'm not getting reps in.
Shedeur had already made it clear. He's not listening to the outside noise. The critics, the comparisons, the hype, none of it matters to him. He's locked in, focused, and determined to make a real impact. And let's be honest, he is making the difference where it counts, on the field. The 6th day of training camp was nothing short of extraordinary. Shedeur Sanders went 7 for 10 in rapid-fire 30-second drills. Not only was he efficient, but he was also flawless in ball security. Not a single interception. That kind of consistency under pressure, that's leadership. That's elite. Now let's talk about Dillon Gabriel. He got 16 reps and completed 10 of them. Not bad. But that one interception? That's the crack in the armor. It might seem small on paper, but in a camp this competitive, it's the fine margins that separate good from great. And in this case, Shedeur Sanders stood tall above the rest. Shedeur Sanders remains optimistic about his growth, embracing every rep, every drill, and every challenge with the mindset of a true leader. He's not giving in to negativity, not from the media, not from critics, and certainly not from comparisons. His focus is razor sharp, to be the best version of himself and let the work speak louder than the noise.
The opportunity will come, and whenever it comes, I want to be able to know the ins and outs and know the full everything, so I don't want to really make too many mistakes when it's my time.
In his own words, Shedeur made it clear, when his time comes, he doesn't want to make mistakes. And watching him this week, it's clear he's living up to that promise. Every decision is intentional, every throw calculated. He's not just practicing, he's preparing, methodically, relentlessly. Myles Garrett added fuel to the growing buzz around Shedeur Sanders, and his words carried real weight. When asked whether Sanders could live up to the sky-high expectations surrounding him, Garrett didn't hesitate. Since he's joined the NFL and I've seen him practice, Garrett said, I'm sure he can go toe-to-toe with anybody in the league.
I mean, I think he's damn good.
Yeah.
And he can go toe-to-toe with anyone.
That's not just a compliment, it's a statement. Coming from one of the league's most dominant defensive forces, it speaks volumes. Garrett has seen it all: elite quarterbacks, future Hall of Famers, and rising stars. And yet, Shedeur Sanders has already made an impression strong enough to earn his respect. Even with all the praise and standout performances, Shedeur Sanders isn't slowing down, not even a little. In fact, today, he showed exactly why he's built different. Long before the rest of the team hit the field, Shedeur arrived a full hour early. No cameras, no crowd, just him, the quiet, and the grind. He started off loosening up, sharpening his reflexes, and get this, even practiced with a bowl, focusing on hand-eye coordination and precision before anyone else even laced up. It wasn't about putting on a show, it was about preparation, discipline, hunger. Shedeur Sanders has never shied away from his journey. He's said it before. He got to this point by facing every challenge head-on, and no amount of pressure or expectation is going to shake his commitment to the grind. That mindset was on full display today. Not only did Shedeur show up earlier than everyone else, but he also stayed late, long after most had packed up and left the field. While others were cooling down, Shedeur was still out there, locked in, fine-tuning the smallest details of his game. This isn't just about talent anymore, it's about obsession, about doing more, pushing further, and refusing to be outworked. Shedeur knows the spotlight is bright, but he also knows the real work happens when no one's watching. And that's exactly where he's thriving. Shedeur Sanders has been nothing short of consistent since he began taking reps in training camp. Every day he's built on the last, stacking progress, sharpening his decision-making, and commanding attention. But it was on the fourth day of training that he truly made everyone stop and take notice. That day, Shedeur lit up the field with 3 jaw-dropping touchdowns, each one showcasing a different part of his arsenal. Whether it was threading the needle in tight coverage, launching a perfect deep ball, or making a quick read under pressure, he delivered with precision and poise. Then came the 5th day, a day where the defenses seemed to have the upper hand. They were fast, aggressive, and completely locked in. But even against that level of pressure, Shedeur Sanders remained unfazed. In a session where the offense struggled to find its rhythm, Shedeur stood tall, managing a perfect 100% completion rate. Not only that, but he also tossed 2 beautiful touchdowns, showing that no matter how tough the circumstances, he could still rise to the occasion. One of those touchdowns was a masterpiece. With the pocket collapsing and defenders closing in, Shedeur stood strong, kept his eyes downfield, and threw a bullet right over the defender's shoulder and into the receiver's hands for a perfectly placed score. It wasn't just the accuracy, it was the timing, the confidence, and the poise under pressure that had everyone talking. With performances like these backing him up, it's becoming more and more inevitable for the Browns to give Shedeur Sanders the opportunity he's earned. The numbers don't lie, and they've been screaming his name from day one. Garrett Bush summed it up perfectly. Men can lie, women can lie, but these numbers, they don't lie.
We'll talk about Shedeur Sanders and why it's getting spooky out here in these streets for people. It ain't too much you can deflect with this one. Men lie, women lie, but these numbers and these highlights don't. Let's get to it right here.
As the days of preseason draw nearer, one thing is becoming crystal clear. Shedeur Sanders is only getting better. The stats, the performances, the consistency, everything is pointing in one direction. He's sharpening his skills, refining his game, and growing into a true leader at his position. Every day that passes, Shedeur is proving that he's not just ready for the NFL, he's ready to take it by storm. The training camp numbers speak for themselves, and the way he's elevating his game day after day shows that he's prepared for whatever challenges come his way. The preseason is just around the corner, and with Shedeur's upward trajectory, it's only a matter of time before he cements his place as one of the most exciting young talents in the league. The future is bright for Shedeur Sanders, and the countdown to his big moment has officially begun. So, what do you think about Shedeur Sanders? With all the buzz surrounding him, do you believe he's ready to take the league by storm, or is there still more for him to prove? Can he handle the pressure when the preseason kicks off, and do you think he'll live up to the hype? We've seen the numbers, we've seen the talent, but we want to know, Where do you stand? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's talk about the future of Shedeur Sanders.